All right, this is weird. But we have to play an Ethan Klein clip today.
And you're not going to hate Ethan.
Ethan Klein is not the target of our
vitriol?
Ridicule.
Okay.
In this clip. No. You see, the target of the ridicule in this clip is one Brendan Schaub. Now, I'm so glad that Brendan Schaub released a comedy special the last few weeks. It's called, you're going to love this name, Johnny. It's really good. It's called The Gringo Poppy.
What?
The Gringo Poppy currently.
I thought this was all about Puerto Rico gringo when I saw that stuff in the notes.
No, unfortunately. Oh, and thank you, Adam, for the $10 on Super Chats. 265 away from our goal. We get 70% of that. We appreciate that very much, sir. 265 away from the goal. So, Brendan Schaub comes out with this new special. It fucking dies. Now, first of all, Brendan Schaub used to work for Showtime doing MMA analysis and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
They gave him the boot. He was worthless. He was shitty at it. When you can't speak English and pronounce words, it's really hard for you to be,
color commentator?
Yeah, employed as an analyst. So they gave Brendan Schaub the boot. Well, with that went his ability to make a comedy special, because Showtime produced his last one called You'd Be Surprised, which was not funny and not very good. But compared to the Gringo Poppy, it's George Carlin's back in town.
Really?
The Gringo Poppy, which, again, spoiler alert, we're not going to play any
You're going to compare it to George Carlton's best work.
George Carlton, as Brendan Schaub knows him. I hope that everyone knows who we're talking about, because Brendan Schaub deserves to be known by everyone. He's the worst thing ever. He's so bad that I enjoy watching it. He releases this special called The Gringo Poppy. Mm-hmm. And by special, this is the problem with stand-up comedy now. Everything's a special. He uploaded a 25-minute set on YouTube.
That's not a special. That's a headlining set at best.
And it's self-produced. A special is, you're so funny that some studio decided to pay you money and put up and rent a theater and do a whole thing.
For you to kill it for an hour and a half.
For you to do an hour and a half of your own stand-up comedy. Brendan Schaub went to a comedy club with probably 100 to 200 people in it. And he did a 25-minute set, filmed it, and then put it up on YouTube and said, hey, everyone, look, it's my own special. That's like me renting out US Bank Stadium and playing flag football with my friends and going, hey, guys, look.
I'm in the Super Bowl.
I'm playing in the Vikings Stadium. Must be a pro football player. No. Anybody could. You could have a comedy special. You could just go do that.
Well, I actually kind of am going to.
Right, but you're not putting it out there as though, oh, my God, guys, look at my HBO.
No.
He had big release parties for it.
I'm going to do an hour and record it for a CD thing. That's about
Oh, yeah. His podcast, they were pumping it up and promoting it, and go check it out. So Brendan Schaub does this. It comes out. It flops really hard. I mean, it flopped super hard.
It was the funniest thing about the whole special.
As a matter of fact, I want you guys to check this out. This is the IMDB page of The Gringo Poppy.
There shouldn't be an IMDb for this. It's literally
but take a look at the IMDb rating.
Oh no.
You see,
hey, 2 people thought it was real.
That's a 2-star rating.
Oh.
Yeah. You see this number here? Out of 10 possible stars, The Gringo Poppy currently
has a 1.1.
Sits at a 1.1. It might be worse than an Amy Schumer special. I think before The Gringo Poppy came out, the Leather special by Amy Schumer was universally seen as the worst comedy special ever released. I am proud to say that I'm pretty sure The Gringo Poppy surpasses it as the worst comedy special ever released. Well, as a part of that, Bobby Lee went on the H3 podcast with Ethan Klein. There's some history between Bobby Lee and the Gringo Poppy himself, Brendan Schaub. You see, Bobby Lee's wife apparently has some experience, in her words, with a comedian named BS, who, according to her, told her to come back to his car and suck his dick about 6 to 8 years ago. Brendan Schaub's a married man. Bobby Lee is married to this woman.
When this happened?
Kalila, I believe her name was. She says about 6 to 8 years ago. And when she told the story, she didn't say Brendan Schaub's name. But she did point out that Brendan Schaub threatened to sue her over the story. So no better way to deny it's you or deny that it ever happened
than to take him to court.
Than to take them to court to make them stop telling the story, which is totally not about you, that you totally didn't do, but you're going to sue them if they tell that story about you, which they never said was about you. Well, Bobby Lee is crippled by horrific anxiety. He doesn't like any confrontation. Anybody who's an old school Opie and Anthony fan knows that the minute there could be any heat between Bobby Lee and someone else, he panics, he freaks out, he wants to leave the room, literally. He can't handle it. Ethan Klein had him and Kalila, his wife, they do a podcast together called Tiger Belly. They had him on the show. They went over this story again, and I'll be honest, we're going to play the clips here. I feel bad for Bobby Lee because there are multiple times during this where you can tell he
doesn't want to do it.
He doesn't want to talk about this.
But obviously everyone else does.
But I got to say, his wife does not seem like the most supportive partner. And I am not going to shit on Ethan Klein for this because Ethan Klein's doing exactly what a good show host should do.
Finding content?
He's probing. Every time Bobby Lee doesn't want to talk about it, Ethan goes, "Oh, I understand. So what happened next?" It was very Stern interview-esque. I'm telling you, I think this latest power bottom controversy that he got into is changing Ethan again.
It's going to save Ethan.
I think Ethan might be turning back a little bit closer to where he was. You know, y'all are going to keep fucking around with me and turn me back to the old me, is what Ethan Klein has to say about all this. But I got to throw a few thank yous out. $5 coming in via PayPal. Thank you very much. And let's see, that $5, that's 20, plus the 10 from the Super Chats is 30, plus the 125, that's 155 towards the goal today. 155 puts us 245 away from our goal. Thank you guys very much for becoming members and chipping in. There's the PayPal link in the chat. So here we go.
You forgot the 2 there. You said 45.
Oh, did I really?
Yeah.
Oopsie daisy. Sorry, everybody. 245 away from our goal. Thanks a ton. Let's watch Bobby Lee on Ethan Klein's podcast. And let's, you know what, again, a peace between us this night, Ethan Klein, for you are not mine enemy. We have a common enemy now, and his name is Brendan Schaub, who Ethan, again, I'll give him credit, very funny in this clip, purposely mispronounces Brendan Schaub's last name.
Because he can't get anyone's right.
An ode to Brendan Schaub not being able to say anyone's name. All right, here we go. This is Ethan Klein, H3 podcast. Watch it, follow it. You know the drill. Just fair use, transformative content, so on and so forth.
So you guys said this guy, Brendan Schaub, you alluded to it. You said his initials was BS. Everybody now knows it's him, right?
Well, the first time that we had talked,
Bobby Lee's wife.
It was a story about someone who had hit on me 7 years ago. It was a story about but we never said his name during the first show.
Good lately.
With no intention other than to just tell a story about
funny
something
story
that happened.
Interesting.
Just to
I have to say something. Did you see that a second ago?
See what?
This wasn't there last night. Ethan edited this. Bobby Lee, I was going to get to this later about a tweet Ethan put out shitting on Brendan Schaub over this.
Mm-hmm.
And I copied it last night. It was up. And I looked at it today, and I opened it up for the show today. I wanted to show you this. It's gone. It was about him bullying Bobby Lee and how Brendan Schaub's a piece of shit and Ethan fucking hates him and this and that and like fuck Brendan Schaub. Bobby Lee, you'll see through this clip, doesn't want to talk about this. He doesn't want added heat with Brendan Schaub. He doesn't want calls threatening lawsuits. He considers himself friends with Brendan and all these other guys. So he doesn't want his wife talking about this, but she can't help herself. Ethan deleted the tweet. I was going to wait until after this video to show you that, but I just noticed this video's been edited since I watched it last night.
Okay, what did they edit out?
Bobby Lee, just some banter about Brendan Schaub and some shitting on him and stuff like that. And they're still getting to this. But Bobby clearly does not want to talk about this. And Ethan went back and deleted the tweet and edited this video. Let's continue watching.
To get a good laugh, something that I thought might be
7 years
relatable.
ago, he tried to pick you up, this comedian.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Look
look
at
at him. He cannot check out of this any harder.
Right. And I kind of, great pause.
That's why they're married.
I really don't like her in this situation. Ethan, I don't mind because this is Ethan's job. He can't give a shit if Bobby's comfortable or not. If your guest is uncomfortable, sometimes that gives you the best stuff.
That means you're in the right place.
Yeah, you knocked them off balance. You're a good interrogator. But her retelling this story when her husband clearly doesn't want to talk about it is her being a broadcaster more than a wife.
And it's her being the center of attention.
Yes, very good. And I'm torn because I feel bad for Bobby, but I really want to hear people shit on Brendan Schaub. And I think I have to sacrifice Bobby Lee's mental health to watch somebody shit on Brendan Schaub.
Honestly, his mental health being uneven is where some of his best comedy came from, in my opinion.
Yes, absolutely.
The more anxiety-ridden he's been is when it's like he does a special. I'm like, hey, that's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, Bobby's funny when he's a mess.
And Trash Tuesday, which is like, yeah.
He tried to, and the story was interesting. He brought you to the car and tried to get a blowy or something?
No, that's not me. That
was one of the other girls.
Annie, yeah. And
one of the other Chuckle Bunnies.
Yeah, one of the other girls on this 3-woman podcast, which I'm sure is great.
Way to pick up a girl, I think, to be like, yo, you want to come to my car and suck my cock?
By the way, I should preface this by saying...
Can we point something out? I know that I'm declaring peace. I know look.
Side view, bad.
Now, let me handle this because with YouTube's terms of service, I want to be the one responsible.
You got a point.
I'll say this. I'm declaring peace between Ethan Klein and myself during this clip. So I won't say anything negative. Here's what I'll say. You got to start taking better care of yourself. This is like a gluten thing. This is like a health thing. This isn't just a putting on some pounds thing. This is you got to start taking care of your health. Like, you got kids, you're going to die if you don't take care of that. Like, that's hard on all of your organs. And that's not even me making jokes. That's frightening.
That's a medical reality.
When it hurts to sit down because you're pushing against the table, that's bad. Somebody's got to step in and do something about this. But anyway, look at how checked out Bobby is.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you paused it perfectly, 3 people in this 4-person conversation are very like, oh, we're in this and we're talking.
Yeah.
One person's like, hey, so I'm going to leave.
If I look like this and April looks like this talking about something I really don't want discussed, there's a divorce afterwards. Like, you can't make him feel like this and enjoy it so much. I don't think you can love somebody and enjoy this. Like, I don't think you can be the love of someone's life and be so happy talking to these two while this guy is going through an existential crisis in his head. Like, you've had mental health episodes. Inside this man's brain is panic.
There's a fucking riot going on right now. Half of them is like, I don't want to be here. I got to get out of this. Part of them's trying to figure out a way to. Another part of them's just trying to ignore everything that's happening, like a victim getting
something.
just check out any way you can.
The other part of his brain is thinking, am I going to hear about it from Brendan Schaub, Chris D'Elia, Brian Callen, all of these people in that Brendan Schaub? Imagine how shitty your comedy career must be going that you're in Brendan Schaub's orbit. Oh, wow.
Imagine how bad things must be if you're worried about backlash from Brian Callen. I mean, right now, that's one person who really doesn't have room to say shit about anybody.
D'Elia and Callen had Me Too accusations against them. They're only working with Brendan Schaub because they have
He's the only one who will.
And now I'm starting to think maybe Brendan Schaub put those women up to making those accusations because he's like, yo, bro, I need somebody to keep me going because My shit, like I said, he got fired from Showtime. He's got no endorsement deals. His podcast numbers are falling. His producer just quit on him. And on her way out the door, she informed these other podcasts, Brendan Schaub creates fake social media accounts to counter some of the Reddit hate that he gets.
Ooh. So he literally spends his free time pretending to be people who like him?
Yes.
God, I thought my life was bad.
And his 25-minute YouTube video called A Special got a 1.1 rating on IMDB. When his last special came out and the IMDb ratings were bad, he started offering people free CBD products to leave positive reviews. I think it's still sitting at like
Look,
2
we got
stars.
all this great smoked food. Why don't you come out and get some free tickets? I'll throw in a biscuit.
Do you remember when George Carlin used to do that? Bribe people to talk about how good he was?
No, but I remember George Carlin doing it all the time.
George Carlin never stopped doing it until the day he dropped dead. He also called Jerry Seinfeld Jerry Steinfeld or something like that.
Okay,
like,
come on.
Brendan's awful. So anyway, Bobby Lee does not want to be talking about this Brendan Schaub drama.
Nope.
He was like, this is what human emotion feels like.
Yeah, it's weird that she actually is more relatable than...
It is... all of my buttons are lighting up in the shape of a laughy face. I need to make sure I am laughing so the world knows I am relatable.
I hope someone finally hits my button, Ethan.
She's enjoying herself. Kalila is enjoying the shit out of herself. And Ethan has a demonic look of,
this is content.
I love fucking with people. Let's do this. Could be my new Keemstar guy.
I had a phone call with him. All is squared away and fine.
Okay.
But he did promise. We promised that this would never be brought up
he's
again.
Shaking his head.
Bobby
he's
is
literally
shaking
like,
his
I don't want to
head.
do this. No, no, no.
I feel really bad for Bobby in this clip. And I really don't like her.
Again, they said she was hot.
Sometimes you put your wife on stuff, and luckily I don't have this problem. But you put your wife on stuff, and the fame starts to mean more to them than the relationship because they get starstruck. You know, they're like, oh my God, look at how many podcasts I can do. And she started to think that it's because of how entertaining she is. She's now made the mistake that she's accomplished anything. You know the whole phrase, born on third base and you think you hit a triple?
Mm-hmm.
That's Kalila. She got hooked up and she married Bobby Lee, and now she has all these opportunities, and she genuinely thinks it's because of how talented and enjoyable she is.
It's because you're next to Bobby Lee.
Right. You're not on any of you don't make it to H3 without being married to Bobby, and now you're doing him like this. This is clearly bothering him, all this Brendan Schaub stuff, and they just started.
Like, if this were Alec Baldwin, this would be the part where he turns to her, you know, how about you just stay there and I will deal with this.
Right.
And then he turns back and is like, okay, so now I'm going to answer the questions.
Yeah. The problem with Bobby is he doesn't have any alpha blood in him.
He won't do it.
Alec Baldwin, like you said, when Hilaria started talking to the press about, you know, he goes, hey, you know what? I will handle this. I will take care of this. And Hilaria's face changed where you're like, oh, this has happened before.
They've had conversations.
Yeah. Where Alec's like, hey, I will take care of this. It's too bad that he's in trouble because he shot somebody, because I've really liked everything else about him throughout this whole thing.
And I mean, when I found out
So here's this is Kalila continuing to talk about the Brendan Schaub, Annie Lederman 7 years ago, telling her to come to his car so she'll suck his dick.
Even if it is true, and I have no idea whether or not it is, so I refuse to vote on that. But it was 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, if there was some very, like, someone refused and he was kind of really pushing himself on somebody, okay, maybe. But 7 years ago, a guy made a pass at you and it didn't work. Okay.
Let's be honest, though. It is a pretty weird way to hit on somebody.
True.
Come to my car and suck my dick. Like, how about how you doing first?
Yeah. And
how's your night going?
And I mean, while I wouldn't want to necessarily kick away someone who's giving me ammo on Brendan Schaub, I mean, maybe that's not the worst thing about him.
I'll put it this way. I'm having to earn my enjoyment of someone shitting on Brendan Schaub because Bobby feels so bad. I'm having to emotionally earn it by feeling bad for Bobby.
Too, and talked about it. So I was like, all right, deal's off. I'm going to talk about it on H.
Deal's off.
Yeah. So, but I'll be delicate about it because I do think that, Yeah, I don't want to be an asshole to anybody.
So she says that she agreed with Brendan not to talk about it. Then he went on another podcast and talked about it, but she's going to be delicate about it. Meanwhile, Bobby Lee is thinking of, his impending doom, and she won't stop talking about it. And this clip goes on for another 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
But
are you friends with him? Is that the problem? Are you friends with
So
Brendan?
Bobby is saying this is a disaster.
Yeah, he won't even lean into the mic to contribute. He's talking, but he literally cannot check out any harder than he already has.
And again, good for Ethan. A piece between Ethan and I today. He's doing exactly what a show host should do. He's taking the uncomfortable moment and pressing it, pushing it. He doesn't give a fuck about Bobby Lee. He doesn't have to. It's a show. It's content. He knows.
Does his wife realize that him wearing that Teddy Fresh shirt doesn't really...
Not the endorsement she thinks it is.
No, because it looks dirty.
Yeah.
Your acquaintances.
Yeah. I'm comfortable.
Do you think he's a funny comedian? Because a lot of people...
I think he's great.
Okay.
I do. I think he's
he's a good guy.
I really do.
Dynamic.
Can I say something about him? All right. I want to say this. All right. I want to say that
He tried to fuck your girl,
no,
dude.
Woo! All right. So
She's short.
Yeah. I like to say this about the man. All right. You know how difficult it is to go from one thing.
Oh my God.
What?
You don't have to
Do what?
Ride his
Can I
dick.
say what I'm
Yeah.
doing?
You know what you're doing?
Undermine him harder after you fucking buried him while he was not wanting to talk about this. He's trying to say something. Oh, you don't have to.
You can look at this as like you don't have to suck his dick or whatever, but you got to look at it from Bobby's perspective. He's just trying to quiet the panic in his brain, and you guys are not helping.
And
Ethan, and by the way, Ethan doesn't have to help him. Fuck this guy. Use him for content. But your wife should get your back.
Yeah, because unlike Ethan, Bobby's going to have to continue working in the comedy industry that apparently Brendan Schaub is still in. And
Allegedly.
Either
He's
way,
in there 1.1%.
Either way, I know this. Ethan isn't going to have to worry about going somewhere to do a set and then find out, oh, there's Brendan too.
Well, and here's the thing about Brendan Schaub that I wanted to talk about once we got into this clip, and now that we're into it, we can talk about it. Brendan Schaub is very litigious. There is a YouTuber by the name of, and the name is douchey, and the guy talks like an ape, but he's still, I enjoy his channel. It's a drama channel, basically, and he shits on Brendan Schaub and other comics. Unique, Yewneek.
Okay.
His name's Kyle. I'd like to have him on the show sometime. Kyle does these videos about Brendan Schaub. He did one about Bobby Lee's wife and that whole allegation thing that we're watching now. He's been following this for months. Brendan Schaub sued him for talking about him on his YouTube channel that has 4,500 subscribers. 4,500 subscribers this guy has. Brendan Schaub sued him and tried to take him off YouTube and did for a little while. He's back now and shitting on Brendan Schaub harder than ever.
Good.
But Brendan Schaub is, I mean, he's losing his mind. He's losing his audience, and shit like this is not going to help you.
Yeah, because, you know, when I don't enjoy a comedian, one thing that really turns me to their side is when they start suing everybody.
Suing everybody. He's threatened to sue Bobby. He's threatened to, I mean, we're going to hear about it all in this video.
Okay, so, you know, it's very difficult to go from one profession to another, right? So he was an MMA fighter, right? And
really successful fighter,
very
right?
successful.
No.
What was his professional record?
It's not the record that counts. It's what you do in the ring. You know what I mean? It's commitment.
Oh, Ethan.
Right.
Oh, Ethan. God damn it, man.
Who
Go for a run. Fuck.
I'm not even going to criticize Ethan's
ahead.
personal
Yeah.
habits. Who's the director running the camera up on? Although I suppose we did cut, but you cut over to Ethan when he stands up and he's like the worst shot you could have.
Doing the Chris Farley, Matt Foley gimmick.
Oh, we got the paunch hanging down right in front of his weenus. Let's get that shot on the screen.
Oh, is that Bobby Lee over there? I can't tell.
Oh, Jesus.
Right?
Mate, it takes balls to get in the ring.
Yeah, it does take balls.
Can you guys pull his professional
He's
record?
10-5 as a professional.
What does it matter?
I'm curious.
Ethan's shitting on him. Ethan's
So,
look, again, if we got this Ethan more often, this is a funny Ethan Klein.
This would be a better show overall than the other crap he's done. But I don't know.
By the way, remember the power bottom thing that he got so much shit for?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to give him a lot of credit in a little bit.
Okay.
You're going to give him a lot of credit in a little bit.
Well, before I give him credit, I will say this. The Trisha Paytas thing that I followed, it's made it very hard for me to like Ethan at all.
Yeah, I hear you.
Because of the stuff
the manipulation. Yeah.
He, and he goes into a very difficult medium, which is stand-up comedy. It's clicky. It's
very difficult.
It's very difficult. And he carves his way out, and he does a couple of specials.
He went on Joe Rogan, and Rogan co-signed him. Come on.
He got pushed through a friend. He got a bump. I mean, I'm certainly not going to disparage anybody, taking a shortcut by meeting more popular and more talented people, kind of grease the wheels. But at the same time, don't be like, he carved his way. No, he didn't. He found a friend who was like, hey, and they went along with. Now, what he makes from that is up to him.
It's like calling yourself a self-made man when you used one of the most popular media personalities in your area to promote yourself. But it's okay because you were never friends.
Yeah.
By the way, he's got one show in May, and he just paid money to go out somewhere so he could pretend to be famous. All right.
He's a successful podcaster, and my hat's off to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the beginning of this, too, he had a moment where he mentally reset.
We've talked, and everything's under the rug, and everything's fine. And
this is someone who's literally been abused and is like, I just don't want to face anything.
Go back. Hold on. I want to let some of this play out.
Yeah.
Go back.
Although I would like to clarify. This is not.
Well, you didn't finish your. Well, Bobby has some nice things to say. So I mean, you're in the middle of your story.
Well, my problem with the whole thing was when he had a problem with me, he went through Bobby. Bobby was a filter, and I thought that was really not appropriate.
He wouldn't talk to you.
No, I want to protect Bobby.
It's another cut.
10 and 5. Oh,
I want to protect Bobby in all of this. This clip is another 15 minutes long of you telling a story that Bobby doesn't want you guys talking about, but you want to protect Bobby. That is the equivalent of going, no offense, and then saying a really shitty thing.
Look, I really, really respect you, but
this asshole.
It was 10 and 5. That's not bad.
We're fucked.
We're not fucked.
Yeah, wait, why are you fucked?
So what did I say about him?
We're fucked.
Wait, is this? Hold on.
Really?
Is that 10 losses or 5?
That's not a toothpick, by the way. It's a chicken bone. Ethan, that's breakfast.
You're so afraid of being bullied.
Why are you so afraid?
And now we're emasculating him in front of millions of people.
You know what's really great? When someone clearly feels almost like they're a victim and starts really acting like it and shutting down in front of you. Badger them more.
Yeah.
Like, again, it's great for Ethan as a show host, but if you're his wife,
yeah, I have no problem with Ethan in this one. No problem with him at all. He's doing his job.
He hasn't even pushed that hard. I mean, and he hasn't needed to. She's literally just jumping in front. Oh, let me talk about this more.
She's in love with the views. She is. She's in love with the views. By the way, you can tell this is edited because all of a sudden now all these motherfuckers have toothpicks, and I don't know why.
Yeah, when did those show up?
Fucking Swedish Meatball Day at H3? Ethan says every day. His Swedish Meatball Day. You son of a bitch. Is he more of a Swedish meatball or barbecued meatball guy?
I'd say Swedish meatball. Okay. If it was barbecue, there'd be more brown
sauce.
Stains.
Yeah, I hear you. I had a barbecue stain on my Teddy Fresh shirt. I was making Bobby Lee's brains hurt.
The problem. It all, and to his defense, when
this is good.
When Schaub had a problem with me never even saying his name, and by the way, I neither confirm or deny that that's to this day that story was about him.
You said his initials. Come on. This is a problem women have in general. You know how men can tell a subtle story and they cannot tell you who they're talking about because they don't need you to know? Women do this thing where they're like, I'm not going to say who, but they can't help themselves because they love gossip so much, so they have to give you a hint that makes it obvious. So they still have the plausible deniability of, oh, well, I didn't say who, but you're still going, oh, his initials are BS, and he's not very funny. Well, there's only one BS who's not really funny, and that's Brendan Schaub.
And she's sitting here going like, oh, well, this happened, that happened. We had the lawsuit thing we've been talking about. And look, I'm still not going to say who it was in that story. But you've been talking about that guy this whole time. So I mean,
she's really hateable in this clip.
Hold on, the blind guy is drawing a line between the two dots, forming a conclusion. Can't even see the dots, but he connected them. Holy fuck!
Oh.
Well, you guys said his initials was BS.
And then Annie said it was Bob Saget on the live show.
Oh,
well,
right.
I didn't know.
No, but she was making a joke. I like Ethan. Ethan's busting balls here.
Yeah, but I mean, really, who's gonna believe that Bob Saget pulled that and then sued?
I want to get to Ethan made a fucking, and I got to give him credit for this. Ethan made a power bottom joke in this, but I think it might have been one of the edits
that he cut out.
I'm going to go forward a little bit here. I laughed out loud when he did the
kind
power
of
bottom
burned himself
thing.
a little. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got BS.
No, one of the things that really gave it away is that you guys said that he's not very funny as a comedian. And then you guys all started laughing.
It's objective.
I disagree.
No, but I know that's like a meme about him. I know you think he's funny.
I disagree.
Yeah.
But there's like a meme that everyone's like,
He's the George Carlin of
He's not funny.
That doesn't
He's not funny.
mean that they necessarily said
Right.
that it's him.
So I actually, to this day, I
You never
I
said
what
his
I-
name.
I never said
Yeah.
it was assumed.
Can we play a game? Let's drink an entire 175 of booze every time Gila says something that contributes to the show.
Oh, so we're gonna be sober. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't think that it would escalate in the way that it did. I also didn't realize that Bobby would take the brunt of the punishment.
Okay, hold on.
Yep.
How do you not realize Bobby will take the brunt of the punishment?
He's the
Your
famous one.
relationship is all him.
It's him. I hate shit like this. I'm so glad I don't have to go through this in my own life. This is a woman who latched onto something and thinks she's running it. It's remarkable.
Who the hell is going to go talk to you about it? Nobody knows who the you are.
Yeah.
Because nothing,
He didn't do anything.
I didn't do anything.
Right.
And here's my problem with just even this in general, okay? And since we're already talking about it, fuck it, right? But what I'm saying to you is that I have nothing to do with any of it. I don't even know what the fuck the thing is about, really.
You don't like being put in the middle of it.
Not was I not put in the middle of it. I was being screamed at and bullied.
It was
and
like a
threatened
get
and-
your bitch in line phone.
Yeah.
Oh my
but
God.
It was worse than that. It was way worse than that. And my point is
Brendan
that
Schaub called
now
him.
my fear is the results of whatever this is now going to be.
There's no results because
There is.
Bobby's freaking the fuck out. And she's like, no, it's totally fine. He's like, bitch, you don't fucking know what I know. Quit trying to pretend that you're in show business. You're Bobby Lee's wife. Again, Ethan, I actually really like in this clip. Gila is just, she's a placeholder as she doesn't need to be here. But Bobby has shook his head. He's turned away from the microphone like this. He said, this is bad. He said, I'm thinking about the backlash there's going to be from this. I don't want to go back to that place. And she's having such a good time laughing with the famous people.
And bringing it up and talking about it like she's the one at the center of it. Again.
And then telling him, oh, no, it's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know comedy.
Let me explain to you what your backlash is and how it's going to feel for you.
Bobby Lee was on Mad TV when you were in diapers. Yeah, Bobby Lee knows how this game works.
There is a result.
No, there isn't. I can call Schaub right now, and we could be like, all is squared away and everything is fine because we've already talked about it. The promise was that he would never talk about it again, and the next day he went on Flagrant 2 and then talked about it, even though it was in a complimentary way.
Yeah, in a complimentary way.
I do want to point something else out, like how petty this is. All of these people are in their early 40s to 50s. Everyone in this clip is like 35 and older. Like, he went on Flagrant 2, and then he said this, and then I said that, and then the 150-year-old guy is, please don't do this to me. And the rest of them are like, and then he ate hot wings on Hot Ones, and they were eating the barbacoa, and he said I was a cunt, and that I smelled like fish, and I didn't like it. He said my eyes were fucked up, and then he ate a blazing wing, and he shit his pants, and I can't handle this anymore.
I don't feel like
She's
he
over
said
in
anything
35?
I don't know. I was trying to point out that these are all adults. This motherfucker's got gray hair.
Yeah, but I
bad
mean,
about
I
him.
can't wait until Ethan is 82 and he's got like like Bella Thorne's daughter on his show, just going like, and then what did Jake Paul III say about he said you had a smelly cunt, is what I've understood. We've pulled up the tweets here. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not called Twitter anymore.
Either. The point is, was there a text alluding to possibly suing people? Yes, there was. Did it freak me out, and did it make me think, oh shit, like such a small thing to sue over? But was there a lot of misunderstanding from his team and us? Yeah, but we talked it through. But the truth is the truth, and it's all squared away.
So
not anymore. So you've got Brendan Schaub, a guy who sues anybody who sneezes in a direction that he thinks might hurt his brand, which, by the way, is called Thick Boy Studios.
Oh,
I can't
God,
think of
no.
a douchier name. But you're like, it's all squared away. It's all fine. Yeah, until you went on a video that probably has 1 million views at this point and brought it all up again when Bobby didn't want you bringing it up.
But it's okay because she never said who was in the story. We're just talking about Brendan Schaub, and she told a story about someone who's a really bad comedian with the initials BS who kind of sexually assaulted her. Or at least propositioned her. My apologies. I misspoke. Propositioned her. But yeah,
it's all fine.
Yeah, she never said who, so we have no idea who this person is. But Brendan Schaub's an asshole.
The worst part is she is so confident about this, and Bobby Lee is 1,000% right.
And Bobby Lee, again, doesn't want to do any of this. And the only person who's excusable in ignoring Bobby Lee's feelings is Ethan.
It's his job.
Because it's his show.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm just going to get this clear. So you guys were talking about there was this comedian that people assumed was him.
Let's reset the Ethan's
that was trying to pick up
table.
all you girls, kind of a sleaze, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So he calls you and says, Bobby.
Oh my
God. Okay, now I feel bad for Bobby.
Dude,
really.
the only reason that
Please,
slouch
whatever,
makes
right?
sense is if he just hit a
So
bong
he
load.
calls you.
Yeah, he does not want anything to do with this.
Oh, Bobby.
That is not the body posture of someone who's having a good time.
Don't you just want to hug Bobby Lee right
Kind
now?
of.
It's funny the emotions that this show goes on, because we started like, yeah, fuck Brendan Schaub, and holy shit, Ethan's not cringe in this video, and I hate her, and now I'm like,
He looks like he's going to cry.
I want to give Bobby a Frencher, make him feel better.
I mean, that might be a bit much, but yeah, I mean, definitely a hug. Guy looks like he's going to drop a few waterworks in a minute here.
Poor Bobby. Like, you're 50. You don't need to be going through this shit. You've been on network television for a decade.
You're more established than Brendan Schaub.
Yeah, you're more established than anybody. You're the most famous guy in the room.
Oh, God, yeah.
And you have to deal with this.
And says, Bobby, get your woman in line. I mean, what kind of fucking animal does that? That's fucked up. Why doesn't he call you? He has your number, right? I would assume.
Can I, guys, let's take a break from feeling bad for Bobby for a second. This is how you know that I'm a fair guy and I don't shit on people just to shit on them or whatever. I'm going to say this and I mean it. Bravo. From one show host to another. Bravo, Ethan. This is a virtuoso performance. This is pretending to give a fuck about the way Bobby Lee's feeling right now, more so than his wife is. But still continuously resetting the table and pointing out what a piece of shit Brendan's being, and telling Bobby here that you're being threatened. This isn't okay. I've got your back. Now, anyway, back to the blowjob offers. Bravo, Ethan.
It's
I guess
your
out of context,
podcast.
yo. It's your fucking podcast. Who the fuck? Why? What the fuck is that shit?
It was not just him.
There was a whole barrage.
It was.
Don't say the name.
I'm not gonna. But it was a.
Oh, yeah. You'd hate to divulge too much information, Bobby, after she just set this whole shit show back in motion for you. Bobby, you're being unreasonable. Calm down.
Oh, yeah. So Brendan Schaub's a horrible piece of shit. Well, let me point out, it wasn't just him. Well, don't say any names. I mean, that's my job. Jesus, bitch.
Who's more hateable in this clip, Brendan Schaub or her?
I think her.
I think so, too.
Because, I mean, Brendan Schaub, like, we're going off. Here's the one thing I have a problem with this, and I hate that
she's telling us about him.
She's telling us about him, and I never trust someone telling me a story about another person
This is
just
like-
outright.
It's like Hitler telling you how bad Stalin is.
I mean, maybe you got a point, buddy, but if you checked your own freaking ovens while we're on.
Right.
Phone call with other podcasters, and it was
That's some bullshit.
They flogged you, bro.
not flogged me. They threatened my career. They called me a coward, a pussy. You've always been a pussy.
I'm sorry,
What?
that's
You
have
unacceptable.
Well, that's right.
And
Blackmail.
they said they would expose me. They said that all
You know,
these-
it's Callan and Schaub if they go, like Revenge of the Sith does this bit where if they called him and said, bro, you don't play sports, you don't crush puss, you're not a thick boy, bro, with 2 C's, dude. Ugh.
Again, that is so cringy, douchey.
You're in your 40s, Brendan. Put some jeans on that fit.
And Brian
things-
Callen, I think it's about time you just said, maybe we're done.
Brian,
Maybe we're done.
nobody goes to the gym without having to compensate for something. You shouldn't look that way at 50.
And I was in Oklahoma shooting a show, and I was at dinner, and I was by myself, and I was getting this. It was very traumatic for me, and it was based on whatever they did on the live. Now imagine now what's going to happen with now this.
It's good you said that.
I think it's good that you're saying that
Because
because
fuck them.
You
should
shouldn't-
stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
But I
That's
see
so
these
fucked
guys
up.
every time,
all
all the time.
But
you know
to
what I
be
mean?
But
clear,
they did it. They took
this
it there.
behavior
How
is
you-
unacceptable.
but to
Totally.
be
That is-
clear,
that's so-
Again, we don't have to drink yet because Gila has not said anything that contributes to the progress of the show.
Nope.
But we will drink a whole 175 if Gila says anything that moves the show forward.
when that happened, he called me like shell
Watch her
shocked.
go, you know, psychologically, a lot of people say that bringing up these past traumas actually can incite it all over again and start you on the process to recovery at 0. And you're like, oh, fuck, I have to drink a whole 175 now. Forgot about that part.
Can't do
and
my
cry.
show.
At which point I said, "Give me
Watching
his
Gila make a good point on a broadcast is like watching a quadriplegic get out of his chair and walk around for 5 minutes and then just sit back down like nothing happened.
number."
Come on, I'm a man.
Poor Bobby.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
fucked up.
Bobby, you're
But
the
he-
best man, the man that has feelings. Like what the?
Oh, really? Thank God she broke that down. I wouldn't have realized that he's the best man, like the man that has feelings.
You're the best man, Bobby, because you have the feelings, and I am programmed to not feel. So I am jealous of the vaporizing liquid that comes out of your eyeballs when you feel stress and sadness. These are not things that I can do, regardless of how many times I blink and think of sad things.
In Mossad, they give you puppy, and on the 7th week, you must kill puppy. With
You break
puppy death, you
Puppy's
lose
neck with bare hands, and then afterwards you must eat his spinal fluid.
feelings. Oh, Jesus.
And then that is why, Bobby, you are the best man.
It's just
And
got
I
too
will
real.
eat you as though I was the female praying mantis and you are the male partner, Bobby, so I can absorb your emotion through your tears into my system.
So which one of them is pregnant? I thought one of them was with child again.
Ethan.
Oh, okay.
What are we
also,
talking
when
about?
he's like being spoken
You
to,
think she wants somebody?
Say that again for the
can't
for the
feel
people in
anything?
back. Say that again for the people in
Go
back.
ahead.
We love men that can cry.
Bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did you hear the bottom joke?
Yep.
Bottoms. God, you know what? I got to give him credit.
So to be clear,
This story
that was the height of the chaos was when that happened. At which
No,
point
the
I
height of
said,
the chaos
I'm so
is now.
sorry, dude.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
fucked up.
Well, to both.
So that's pretty much the story of Bobby Lee.
9
Brendan
minutes
Schaub,
setup for that joke.
the whole deal. And then again, Brendan Schaub's new comedy special comes out, and it does a whopping 1.1 on IMDb. Brutal.